Good morning. Good morning. It is Thursday, November 6th, just flying along. And all of you people, you teachers, you students, sleep tight this morning. I know there's no school in New Jersey. You have the New Jersey Teachers Convention. I'm sure you're all in Atlantic City. And I am Phil Brilliant, and this is Simply Brilliant. And I'm working on my No Shave November, but probably not going to last past November 7th, but we'll see what ends up happening. It's been an interesting week here in Toms River. I am not sure where we're going and what we're doing, but let's talk a little bit about the fact, and I'm going to go through some stuff real quick, and I apologize. I was going to try to jump on yesterday. I'm busy. I got a lot going on. I don't just do this little podcast. I actually have a company to run, and I was teaching class yesterday morning, so a lot happening. But let's talk a little bit about Tuesday, election day. I really don't think there were any shockers. I will tell you, and this is not popular with some of my friends, that I had said all along that Jack Ciattarelli would do as well as Donald Trump's popularity was. I think he was tied very closely to Donald Trump. And I think that, whether it's the government shutdown, whether it's just Trump himself, as well as, the fact that New Jersey is predominantly a Democrat voting state. I woke up Tuesday morning and Donald Trump's approval rating was 43%. And I said, things don't look good for Jack Ciattarelli. I didn't think I'd be that close, but Jack Ciattarelli got 43% of the vote. So I could be 100% wrong. I could be 10% right. Doesn't matter. The results are in. Mikey Sherrill will be the new governor of New Jersey. It will be interesting to see if it's just business as usual, as we've had the past 8 years, or if there's something up her sleeve that's going to make changes in New Jersey, and we'll see where we end up going. And again, I'm the person who wins the election. That is my leader. And now all the people who just laughed, I've never said that Daniel Rodrick is not the mayor of Toms River. That is the one thing that I said he has not lied about. He is the mayor of Toms River, and he was elected in a fair election. But I just think the people didn't know what they voted for. And I think they've all found out over the past 2 years. And 2 years from this past Tuesday, we will vote for a new mayor in Toms River in 2027. That doesn't stop the recall process. We are continuing forward. We got 80 days from today to collect 18,464 signatures. We're about 12,000 away. We got to keep plugging away. This weekend, I will be at Shelter Cove Park on Sunday, November 9th from 3 to 5. Check out the website. And also the website is recalldanielrodrick.com. And also check out Facebook, which is the Committee to Recall Daniel Rodrick. Though I will tell you, I am fighting with Facebook right now. I'm not sure what's going on, but they're limiting my number of posts on all of my Facebook pages. Not happy. And, but I'll talk to the Eagle because quite certainly nobody at Facebook is going to listen to me, but we'll keep plugging forward and see what we can do. But let's look real quick. So Tuesday night for me, it was a winning night. We got, 3 of the candidates I was supporting elected here in Toms River. So in Ward 1, Robert Bianchini will be the incoming councilman in Ward 1. That is my ward. He got about 65% of the vote. And I want to say, I'm going to go over something. So he got about 65% of the vote. In Ward 2, Clinton Bradley got 64% of the vote. In Ward 4, David Sikosi was a little closer race, got 53% of the vote. And again, that was really the ward that Justin Moran, who was the council candidate in the Democratic Party, took the help from Daniel Rodrick. I say took, I didn't speak to him, but the flyers went out and they were Daniel Rodrick interfering flyers with his team of Jonathan Solanas and Mitch Seam. And it did impact the race because people believed it. People saw it, people believed it, and it definitely did impact the race, as well as the fact We did see that there were some requests made from the North Dover community, and I say North Dover kind of swings a little into Ward 4 to really push the vote in Ward 4 away from David Sikosi. But David Sikosi pulled it off. So we will have 3 candidates coming from the Republicans of Tom's River group. They will join Tom Nivison. And again, Tom Nivison ran for, council with Daniel Rodrick, quickly realized who he was in the early stages of 2024 and has kind of separated himself. He's not, 100% with Sikosi, Quinzlick on council right now. But with the 3 new guys coming in, maybe they're going to form a team and they should be the majority of council. We'll see who the council president is. There's a lot to happen over the next 2 months. But also want to note that in Ward 3, Harry Aber, who was Daniel Rodrick's puppet candidate, got 90% of the vote. He was the only one on the ballot. He got 90% of the vote. He didn't get 100%. He's the only one on the ballot. He got 90% of the vote. Councilman James Quinzlick, Quinlisk, did a write-in campaign. He got almost 10% of the vote. So I would say kudos and congrats to, Councilman Quinlisk. It shows that people wanted an option, wanted a choice away from Harry Aber, but very tough to overcome when you're not on the ballot. And that was a long shot. But it's interesting. So Tom's River council election had 34,699 votes. That is 48% of the registered voters in Tom's River. Now, it's better than the primary only had 14,419%. Excuse me, 1419. That's about 20%. So I don't understand why people don't vote. People need to get out and vote, but they don't. Kathy Egan beat George Loebman in the Board of Education. Thank the Lord. And sent George Loebman to put his house back on the market yesterday morning. Didn't even wait 24 hours. Wednesday morning, it's back on the market. He is out of Tom's River. Hopefully, we do not see him on a ballot anytime soon. With that said, though, it's interesting. There's only 26,000 votes for the Board of Education. I will tell you that I believe it was because the location of where that was on the ballot, I think it threw people off. I think people just ignored it and didn't vote. But Kathy did pull it out, and she will be the incumbent. She is somebody who's been the Board of Education president, and she is somebody who fights for our students and our teachers and is not a puppet of Rodrick. And if Loebman would have got on, again, he put his house back in the market, not sure what his plans would have been, but we don't have to worry about that. We move forward. January will be very interesting, but I want to remind everybody of 2 things. So one is, next Wednesday, November 12th at 6 p.m. is the next Tom's River Council meeting. Put it on your calendar, okay? There is only 2 council meetings scheduled left for the end of the year. And remember what I said, Daniel Rodrick will lose his majority come January 1st. So he needs to put through whatever he can put through in the next council meetings. We know right now that the only thing lingering, remember, we had no council meeting in October. So if we go back, there was on the agenda in August a first reading of a vacate of a street in the North Dover section off of Route 9. There was a lot of questions as to why. That was the first reading of the ordinance. It needs to come back for a second reading. It hasn't happened yet, or else it's gone by the end of the year. Just like the eminent domain on those 5 properties, including the Episcopal Church, we have not seen it, not heard it. Again, that can be done by the end of the year if it doesn't have a second reading. They have passed a resolution that said it will not get a second reading. But again, this is Rodrick's rules of chaos. We'll see what ends up happening. And then the other thing is just a traffic stop sign on Bay Boulevard in Ortley Beach. So we'll see how that plays out. But those are things we could see on the agenda. What else can we see on the agenda? Or what else can we hear about this meeting? What the heck is going on at the proposed park on Clifton Avenue? We do know the Department of Labor is involved. I've heard that they've been interviewing employees at the Public Works Department and interviewing other people in town. We know the Department of Health is involved. We have not heard any results yet of samples, and I'm quite certain Dan Rodrick is not going to tell us what he knows because that's not who he is. He doesn't believe in transparency, or he'll tell the Daniel Rodrick tales. But the one thing he continues to say, quote unquote, there's nothing to see here. This is standard operating procedures. Bull dinkies. It's not. And we have seen that a new file has been opened up at the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection in the contaminated site remediation and redevelopment. Used to be the site remediation program. And there's it's for the proposed Clifton Avenue. They're having an investigation ongoing, as well as the fact we have heard that they are looking at the two properties on Route 9, as well as the Cox Crow property, because the same type of demolition occurred on those three properties, and those are being investigated to see how the asbestos was handled on those properties, as well as other areas concerned. Stay tuned. There should be more to come relative to that. We are hearing rumors this may be Council President Justin Lamb's last meeting because he may not be available in December. We'll see how that plays out. And but again, come out, be part of it. We have over 6,000 signatures already on the recall of Daniel Rodrick. So this is not about 13 people, as Dan Rodrick keeps saying. This is about Toms River. Get out, have your voice heard. Meetings are again this Wednesday, November 12th at 6 p.m. They moved to 6 p.m. so that all the residents in Toms River can make it. No, they moved it so Dan Rodrick can get back from Irvington, New Jersey in his Toms River Township vehicle, race down the parkway, drive the shoulder, do all those things that we don't do because we're respectful individuals, and he'll plop his derriere at that meeting next to Jonathan Solanas, and the two of them will yell and abuse residents. Wrong, wrong, wrong. That's why the last thing I'll say, recall Daniel Rodrick. The election is over. It is behind us, okay? If all goes well, come January 1st, the majority of the council will no longer be Rodrick's puppets. And excuse the phrase, he will be neutered, okay? What does that mean? That means that he needs a majority vote to get things approved on council. Ordinances that are approved by council can be vetoed by the mayor if they don't have a supermajority, which would be 5. So the council members need to persuade Lynn O'Toole, Craig Coleman, or Harry Aber, who nobody knows who he is, to vote their way. I'm not holding my breath. Resolutions are just majorities, and the mayor doesn't have an opportunity to overturn them. So we'll see how things play out. It will be interesting in January. I'm really hoping that we are not in a stalemate where nothing can get done and we end up like the federal government where everybody just yells and screams at each other and there's nothing moving forward in New Jersey, in Toms River, excuse me. But election over. Now we need to all come together and we need to concentrate on one thing, and that is Daniel Rodrick out of office. We cannot wait 2 years. People keep telling me, let the course of action go forward. 2 more years of Daniel Rodrick, especially without a majority council, where he will try to do things behind closed doors, is not good for Toms River. It is not good for you as residents of Toms River. We have put it out there as to why. No police officers have been hired. There's nobody coming, okay? Animal shelter shut down. EMS services are less. We see every day that EMS services are coming from other towns or services to help people in Toms River. What else you want to do? Spending, okay? He says he lowered the budget and maintained your taxes. Yet, he's bonding things after the budget was approved, so that was money that wasn't there. We had appropriations on that bond, which was for unexpected retirements from the police department from people who had scheduled to retire. This is smoke and mirrors, people. He gives you concerts, he gives you fireworks, he gives you movies. It's to entertain you so you don't really know what's going on. Do you remember The Wizard of Oz? And the Oz was behind the curtain, and then they pulled the curtain back. I will tell you, I pull that curtain back, And we see what Daniel Rodrick's doing, and it's no good. The Clifton Avenue Park is just the tip of the iceberg of how things can continue to go wrong here in Toms River if he remains in office for 2 more years. We must remove him. But first, 18,464 signatures. Then we worry about a special election. Come out this Sunday, Shelter Cove Park, 3 to 5. But if you want people at your house, email us, recalldanielrodrick@gmail.com. Go to the website, recalldanielrodrick.com. If you want to help, let us know. We need all the help we can get to get people and get out in the neighborhoods. If you need petitions, my office, Brilliant Environmental Services on Route 37, come get them during business hours. And you can go sign any day at Brilliant Environmental Services, 163 Route 37 West, 2nd floor. I'm in the Community Pharmacy and Mobility on the 2nd floor. The offices of Terrence Turnbeck on the corner of Hooper Avenue and Water Street. Faro Teas. Go there any day between 9 and 5 on Fisher Boulevard, or Alman 40 Chiropractic on Lakehurst Road. I think he's there Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Check the website, www.recalldanielrodrick.com. Have a phenomenal weekend. Rutgers football Saturday against Maryland. We're predicted to win. Don't hold your breath there either. I'm Phil Brilliant at Simply Brilliant. Have a great day.